Mutuals and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Superhero Wednesday, the day of the week where I talk all about I clipped my toenails the other day and I went a bit too far and it hurt and there was a little bit of blood. What the fuck, Dan? Not really though, it's where we get damn right down and nerdy. Still to this day, don't understand what that means, damn right down and nerd. Fuck knows, where we do fucking Funko Pop this and action figure that and comic book reviews. It's time for another comic book review, and it's time for the 14th installment, but not issue 14 of Absolute Batman, because we have the official Absolute Batman annual review. Spoiler heavy again, sorry to repeat myself, my girlfriend said a few episodes back, just tell everybody, just spoil it, because you spoil it as anyway. I'm going spoiler free, spoil this, and we've got maybe one of, is it my favorite issue or my favorite part of the Absolute story so far? It's hard to say because it's fucking awesome. We'll go into detail, the artwork, the pictures, certain panels, because there's a certain panel that I want to get to. But this is it's not earlier in this version of Batman, Absolute Batman's career or whatever you want to call it, as Batman. We see a lot of sort of moral questions being asked about the is violence the right way? What violence is necessary? Should you be violent at times? Should you be violent towards some people? There's a lot of like genuine political sort of culturally appropriate questions being talked about in this issue. We also get some of the most vicious and crazy and over the top violent scenes from this Batman that we've seen. So we've seen some violent and crazy over the top shit. This might be the most violent we've ever seen. We get a really cool image again. I will show you that we get in this. And the basic story of this one is Bruce Wayne's trying to get himself some weapons and shit, but he does ask this weapons dealer, are they the non-lethal? The guy's like, as non-lethal, they're less effective to kill. And Batman's like, it's close enough. So he's still willing to, if people get killed, it's fine. But ideally, no one gets killed. But he sees like a camp of like homeless people. It's supposed to be treating immigrants right and find them somewhere to live, but they've just sort of been left in this like little camp and stuff. And we get a big group of like racists and shit. And there's a scuffle. Batman has to intervene. He loses the interaction. The priest takes him in, helps him cover up, and then Batman asks the questions: who are them people? What they're doing? What's a symbol on these lads' necks and all this kind of stuff. He then gets prepared with all of his new shit, ready to go. Flamethrower at one point, again, I will show you. Takes them all down, and we have this question with the priest saying violence isn't the answer, but Batman saying, well, it's my answer to stuff. And we get a little bit of a mini breakdown at the end. We also get a nice little look back at the start of an interaction with Bruce and his dad about how they could be and how they could fix the world and what's wrong with shit. But anyway, let's sit back anyway, and we'll actually get into the nitty and gritty of it, because the overall story isn't massive. It's more of the themes and the messages and the imagery and shit like that. And once again, I'm doing this wrong. Oh, fuck me, I've dropped our backboard. This is one of the ones where I shouldn't be doing it one-handed, but we're fucking doing it anyway. Straight away, like I said, kicking off, we get to see a young Bruce interacting with his father about how to make the world better and how we can stop. And we see Howard saying about where is it? Why did they do that, Dad? And we see some extreme. You can see the extremist bombing. I wish I knew, Bruce. What do we do? How do we make this stop? And you can see sort of the flashbacks there and the flash forward about what's gonna happen pretty soon in this issue with Batman and shit. But we see a nice little embracing moment of Bruce and his dad rustling his hair and saying how he expects greatness from him and stuff like that. We then get on to what the fuck? What the fuck? If that's not one of the most metal images I have ever seen. Obviously, this is like this world of Nazi sort of, kind of shit going on. That I don't know what's more metal than that of Bruce Wayne and, Batman burning down. We will find out that, so we should do, but this Batman really does not like racism. Like I said, we all should hate racism because it's fucking awful and horrible. But he really fucking hates racism. We see Bruce sort of drive into this meet that he's going to do, and we see him sort of looking in at this camp of all these people and shit. But he thinks all's well because he sees the priest and he's like, okay. And we get to see the deal here. What was the actual words that I was looking for? As requested, explosive, modified, rubber bullets, bean bags, the works, non-lethal, less lethal, he says, sorry. That will work, Bruce says. And then we hear the little scuffle outside, and we get some fucking dickheads giving it. Let's see what we got. Por favor, bastard. I don't know the language. I'm sorry. What's that language you're spitting at us, sir? Don't you know where you are? This town belongs to us. You're the stranger here. So again, some fucking arseholes being racist and horrible and discriminate against some foreigners coming into Gotham, and we get just this fucking the meatiest of meatiest punches given out by Batman, just like the boy fucking hates racism and shit. But we see the guy that he was doing a deal with was actually part of it all. And we get this ugly little creep here who's the leader of this horrible fucking little gang, and he said about like, oh, it's a city lad with a hero complex, and the priest jumps on him to like save him, because a lot of these lads the priest knew, because he knew them when they were boys and shit like that. But then they go off, they do their job, and then we then get to see Bruce waking up in the priest's house, and they have a little conversation. But he looks at this photo, and you'll find out later that the photo of the priest was actually the priest and Bruce's father, so they actually knew each other. It's kind of weird because, like I said, it's that conversation of how to deal with a threat. Is violence necessary and all this kind of shit? And to me, some levels of violence aren't necessary, but like giving racists a hiding, it's fairly all right in my book. I don't want to get too political because we're talking about Batman, but we see the twats run in and storming the camp, and just look how angry they are and shit like that. And this is where we go fucking crazy, because we see fucking man down here about to give the most loudest and craziest of white powers already. He's chucking it all out. He's about to fucking Zeke out the shit out of here. Batman's like, absolutely no chance in my how are you in hell are you chucking that shit. Look it, fuck me. He's about to go for white power and all this fucking. Batman's like, not a chance. Not a chance, son. We see Batman rock up and stop it, and just, this is not even a review at this point. And like I said, images like what, that's a full-on pile driver. We got Batista bombs, we got kicks to the chin, we've got he's turned his head into fucking liquid. This, like I said, we all hate racism, right? Racism is fucking disgusting. What the fuck? I don't know if I hate anything in the world. I don't even hate the Mackhams that much. What the fuck? But Batman's out there doing the good and getting rid of these nasty bastards. And again, more just fucking metal imagery, and Batman just putting an end to this fucking horrible little bastard. Like I said, the story isn't overly complex. It's just a simple message of violence and what's necessary. Bruce wanted to stop this horrible racist gang, and this is where we see Bruce going in and the priest once again getting on top of him, and we're getting this dialogue. Stop. What are you doing? This won't fix it. It won't. I don't know how to make it better. I only know now to not make it worse. Please, this isn't the way. And we see obviously the shadowing massive figure of Bruce over him, and then, you ready for this? This is going to be another fucking crazy shot. This is my way. Fuck me. I don't know if this is like an imagery or a metaphor of violence going too far and too crazy. But that's fucking scary as fuck. I mean, you better believe if I was part of that group and I saw this, I would be the cleanest fucking good little Samaritan of what I wouldn't be breaking the most minute of laws in this Gotham, because fuck. So again, this big fuck me, I'm gonna try and sound smarter, but let's call ideology of violence and all that kind of shit. But we then see Bruce rock up to the he's heading towards the headquarters of this gang, and there is our unveiling of the first ever time that Bruce Batman saw the absolute Batman's absolute Batmobile and where he got it and all that kind of shit. Because we, like, earlier on in the issue, sorry, I probably glanced over it. We see his truck getting destroyed. The priest says, "Oh, that they destroyed your truck." And man's like, "Oh, it's a racist building. It's a building full of racist people." I'm not asked. I'm not even taking the front door. I'm taking the entire fucking front entrance. I am storming right in there. Zero fucks given. Ready to just destroy anybody that gets in my way. And he just starts mowing people down. He's getting shot at. He doesn't care. He gets a little battle axe out. He's fucking shit up. And he just starts, "Look at that. Look at that." He's blazing the place to the ground, which is absolutely fine. But a lot of people are getting burnt up and stuff. And then again, we see the priest come back, and he's, as much as the priest doesn't agree with these lads and what they're doing, he doesn't believe this is the way to change anything. He thinks obviously violence will have more violence and shit. And then we get some more back and forward flashbacks of Bruce and his dad and stuff. And at the very, 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 very end, because it's the end of the issue, like I said, it's not a meaty story. We get this image of, it doesn't specify or say, but I personally believe that's Batman having a breakdown and crying. Now, I don't quite know if he's crying because he's trying to remember his dad and how his dad wanted the world and how his dad wanted to protect and help, because he was a teacher in this universe. And as well, we get the reveal of his dad knowing the priest and stuff. Or I don't know if it's him realizing that he's gone too far. He's become a monster that he didn't want to become, but he did want to be a symbol of hope and justice and stuff. Like I said, I think it's up for interpretation. Maybe someone a lot more smarter and clued up can clarify shit for me. But yeah, I just see a man that's, maybe he's tired of the evil in the world, and this, you know, you can fight injustice and you can fight evil, but you take one step forward and 20 steps back, because unfortunately humanity is sickened by these evil things and these, something so stupid about people out there being genuinely fucking racist because somebody looks different or is from a different place. You then have to hate them and feel a certain way, but like, you don't look like me, I don't know if he's just holding that, or if he's literally, it's as simple as he's just thinking about his dad and how his dad wanted the world to be and try and help, and he's realizing maybe this is a task that's bigger than me. I think there's many ways you can interpret that, but it's heavy to see such a powerful image of a man unstoppable, full of hate and anger and fuel to just take anybody out that's doing any sort of wrong, to then crumble down like this in front of this new monstrosity of a vehicle. By the way, Cat, construction lad here. But to see that there, it's quite powerful imagery, because like I said, I don't want to get too political, because one, I don't know what I'm talking about, and two, I don't even know if there is a two. We're here for a comic book review, but yeah, it hits hard. So yeah, the overall issue as a story is quite relatively simplistic, but there's a lot of bigger grant, and obviously you can tell the cover is just like, okay, Batman versus mega racists. That's when one racist mega evolves. They turn mega racist and shit like that. You always know as well, I don't know why racist people always did like the Ku Klux Klan shit, like why they hide their identity. If they fucking truly believed who they were and or like this fucking stupid message, surely they would just show their face, but they're obviously fucking cowards and stuff. But yeah, it was just more about the imagery and the overall tone of violence or not violence. What's the, like I said, if somebody says, "Oh, a group of racists got hiding last night," to me that's not bad. But flame throwing, burning them all, that was disgusting. It's maybe a step too far, because then we're in this, I don't know, I read it and thought, this is badass. The imagery is great. The story so far is something I can get my teeth into. But I don't know how we feel at the end of this. Do I collapse like Bruce Wayne and go? Because I don't think we'll ever have the answer to these kind of questions. Unfortunately, like I said, humanity's got a sickness in it where some people just want to hate for the sake of hate, and then we get some people that want to be violent for the sake of being violent. Then is there a right time to be violent? Is there a wrong time to be? To me, there's lines you shouldn't cross. But either way, it still gets a massive 10 out of 10, and it's a brilliant little chapter into the world of this absolute universe, this absolute Batman that I have fallen completely madly in love with. And I can't wait for it. I think next week or next issue 14, is potentially the conclusion with Bane. I think we've got the Killer Croc and Batman team up to take on Bane. So yeah, visuals. I don't quite know if I've reviewed that there or if I've just tried to do some sort of weird, not political, but political. I don't fucking know. Either way, this one alone, just for the imagery, is just Pierre Resistance. But there we have it, visuals. My somewhat attempt at the Absolute Batman Annual. I think this will be the only one that we're going to get off it. There might be another one in the future, but I think there might, because, again, I'm fairly certain that we're just going to get 25 issues. But anyway, visuals, there we have it. Let me know if you've read it. Let me know what you think of this fucking weird attempt of a video. But more importantly, thanks so much for watching. You guys are literally the fucking best. And we'll always keep being you and keep on web slinging on.